Yeah, the bill gets 9 votes. It's successfully out. We'll move on to SB 1301.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I appreciate it. This basically uses, in conjunction with what Senator Allen was talking about earlier, and in conjunction with what Senator Leno talked about earlier, this is another piece of the natural gas issue. As we all know, under AB 32, thinking about SB 32, that too, there's this greenhouse gas reduction fund that's created that deals with the electricity side of the industry in terms of cap and trade. There is also a cap and trade dealing with the whole issue of money that comes in on natural gas. What we're doing in essence is, again, directing with respect to creating efficiencies and aligning incentives that was mentioned earlier in the committee, trying to deal in the natural gas space and have 25% of that money going toward efficiencies and the like in that space. Julie Levin here is from the Bioenergy Association, who will testify on behalf of the measure.
Good morning. I think it's morning still. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, we strongly support this legislation. There is funding coming from the electricity sector, cap and trade revenues, to make investments in greenhouse gas reduction measures, and we think it's important to do the same with the gas sector revenues. As we discussed earlier, there are enormous benefits in terms of reducing super pollutants, Senator Lara, not just short-lived climate pollutants, in converting organic waste to energy, and this fund could accelerate the development of biogas as well as efficiency in the gas sector and super low carbon transportation fuels. So we strongly support this legislation.
Mr. Chair and members, Mike Dillon, representing the California Association of Sanitation Agencies again, and also County Sanitation Districts of Los Angeles. We believe that increasing the use of biogas for use in transportation sector and others will help reduce greenhouse gases, as mentioned, and strongly support. Thank you.
In support?
Ryan Kenny, Clean Energy Renewables, in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone in opposition?
Thank you. I appreciate the help.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Senator Hertzberg. My name is Matt Friedman with the Utility Reform Network. We support the overall goal of providing more resources to support energy efficiency and other programs that reduce gas use. We are concerned about the source of the money identified in this bill. The bill identifies greenhouse gas allowance revenues being refunded to customers as the sole source of such funding. The Public Utilities Commission in late last year issued a decision addressing the return of these allowance revenues to customers, and determined that they should be returned to residential customers, which would produce a $12 to $15 per customer per year credit in 2016. And in that proceeding, the Commission considered proposals to take some of that money and use it for other purposes. They found, however, that it would be inappropriate in this case, that the greenhouse gas allowance revenues for gas companies would represent a much smaller amount of money being returned to customers than on the electric side. And the Commission determined that it was important to ensure that these allowance revenues held by the gas companies are returned to residential customers, particularly to help low-income customers who are facing increases in their overall gas bills due to higher costs on the delivery side as the gas companies invest a lot more money in their infrastructure. In our view, cap and trade revenues are supposed to provide direct rebates to customers. And so by taking these revenues and allocating a piece of them for these new programs, you're really diluting the impact of the overall cap and trade program and undermining the principle that this is a program that is supposed to take money from one source and then give it back to customers through another mechanism. So in our view, the more appropriate way to fund these programs, rather than rating the cap and trade rebate, is instead to collect the money from all customers of the gas corporations. And there is a mechanism for doing that. Today, gas customers pay a public purpose program charge. It's non-bypassable. Anybody who uses gas has to pay it. And if there is a need for new funding, we think it should come from that source. We also have proposed in our letter that collections of this money should be capped at approximately $20 million a year. And we didn't say in the letter, but I think it's important to point out that we think the greenhouse gas reductions and the associated criteria air pollution reductions should occur in California. The bill is not specific about that and potentially could allow funding to be used for greenhouse gas reductions in other parts of the country or the world, and I assume that's not the intent of the bill. So those are our concerns, and we would appreciate some consideration being given. We've spoken with the author's office, and we'd hope to keep working on this if the bill moves forward today.
Very well. Anyone else in opposition? Any comments from the committee? Senator Canella?
Yeah, I have a question. So if that money is to be used for rebates to customers, and now you're taking a pot of that for other uses, have you looked at what these folks will be paying in additional utility bills?
$2? $2 a year. $2 a year, but basically, these issues can be addressed. I thought what Tern referenced here was thoughtful in some regard, but because what we've had here, again, the legislature, right, as an institution, directs agencies to do certain things. We have been very prescriptive with respect to AB 32 on the electric side, but we've been silent on the gas side. So now, in October 2015, the Public Utilities Commission, basically without the legislature's input, says the gas utility auction revenue shall be returned to residential payers. Not commercial, just to residential. So then they're getting these $20 to big houses, $200 and some dollars, I think it was, $235, I think it went up to, I think I remember my notes. But the point is, all residential. So if you wanted to say, well, let's protect residentials on the low end so people weren't adversely affected. But we're not taking all the cap and trade revenue, only 25%. And then with that, incentivizing this industry, just like we've done on the renewable electric side, because we haven't, we've been silent on that.
Yeah.
And we're going to say, let's take a piece of that. So there certainly is plenty of money available to do what Tern was requesting on the one hand, and on the other hand, you know, be able to, as a legislative branch, start creating these kinds of incentives that deal with the issues of gas leaks, that deals with these other kinds of incentives, putting money behind it so we can actually, you know, put people to work to start fixing this stuff. Okay. And adopting the highest technologies.
The committee is recommending a motion to approve with amendments and to be forwarded to Environmental Quality Committee. So we have a motion by Senator Lara. Are you accepting the amendments that
Yes,
the
sir.
committee proposed?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And clerk, please call the roll.
Do pass as amended to environmental quality. Hueso.
Aye.
Hueso, I. Morel.
No.
Morel, no. Canella. Canella, I. Gaines. Hertzberg.
Aye.
Hertzberg, I. Hill. Hill, I. Lara. Lara, I. Leyva. Leyva, I. McGuire. McGuire, I. Pavley. Pavley, I. Wolk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so it's 8 to 1 that goes out.
Thank you. Because we're so honored to have our President Pro Tempore here to present, we're going to give him the opportunity to present now.
Mr. Chair, I'm so honored to be here with each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and I won't take up a lot of your time. I'll get to this very quickly. Senate Bill 1453, Mr. Chair, as well as members, updates California's greenhouse gas emissions performance standards. That's the EPS, to ensure utilities don't spend California ratepayer funds to extend the life of out-of-state coal-fired plants. In short, what this measure does is it closes a loophole in current law that allows utilities serving less than 75,000 customers to avoid compliance with the EPS. This ensures all utilities, regardless of their size, are treated equally under the law. It also prohibits the PUC from charging consumers if the charges extend the life of a coal plant outside of the state of California. There are alternative investments that provide better long-term value to consumers, and if it supports state and regional goals for the reduction of emissions of greenhouse gases. This comes from a measure back in '06 with then President Pro Tem Mr. Don Parada, which was SB 1368. There is no opposition to the measure. However, on the record, there is a letter of concern from Pacific Core. It is my hope that between now and the EQ committee that we can resolve the concerns that they have brought forth in their letter. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. We have support?
Thank
Any
you.
Support, please come forward.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Matt Friedman on behalf of the Utility Reform Network. California is a leader in greenhouse gas reduction policy, and one of the first laws that was passed in this state to begin the move towards aggressive greenhouse gas regulation was the Emissions Performance Standard, SB 1368, enacted in 2006. And this law prevents any California utility from making new long-term commitments to essentially coal-fired generation, but provides an exemption for any utility that is multi-state that has other states that regulate this issue. And here we have a situation where one utility in particular, Pacificor, is regulated by multiple states and is effectively exempted from having to comply with the requirements here in California. But Pacificor does serve California customers and generated over 60% of its electricity in 2015 from coal-fired plants located in the western United States. California customers pay a proportional share of all the costs of those coal plants, and there's really very little mechanism for those investments to be reviewed by the California Commission, and no limitations on their ability to continue to invest. Pacificor does make new investments in its coal plants, essentially investments that are approved by other states and passed on to California customers. We think it's important that, consistent with the Greenhouse Gas Emission Performance Standard principle, that investments that extend the life of these facilities should not be permitted. Effectively, this is the same thing as a new long-term commitment when it's a utility-owned facility. And we think this is also particularly important given that there is increasing talk of regional markets that might serve California down the line. These regional markets do create the risk that coal output could essentially increase over time in the West if California doesn't take specific measures to try to mitigate that outcome. So we believe California should apply the greenhouse gas policies uniformly, and that's why we support this bill. Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members, Erin Niemela representing Next Gen Climate Action, also in support of this bill. We believe that this bill is consistent with the goals and intent behind SB 1368. And we also believe that it's consistent with the state's GHG goals. We don't believe that consumers should be put in a position of paying through their rates for power that isn't consistent with those goals we've placed such a priority on. Thank you.
Any other supporters?
Thank you, Chair and members. My name is Andrew Miranda, and I'm with Sierra Club, and we also support this legislation. Thank you.
Morning, Chair and members. Matt Klopfenstein on behalf of the California Solar Energy Industries Association in support of the bill. Thank you.
Anybody in opposition to the bill?
Chairman Wiseau and members, Delaney Hunter on behalf of Pacificor. We do not have an opposed position. We do have some concerns with the language in the bill currently. We have been working diligently with the pro tem staff and with the proponents of the bill. We do have concerns that the bill as currently drafted is overly broad and would not allow investments that would be required either for safety or for other environmental purposes to be recovered from California ratepayers. We're also concerned about the overall impact to rates. Our customer base, which is a mere 44,000 customers in the northern part of the state, in Senator McGuire's district and Senator Gaines's district, is a full about 38% on the CARE program. So the economy is booming in other parts of California, but it's not doing so well in Northern California, and we continue to struggle in trying to provide the lowest rates we can for our customers there. So I think we're just trying to understand the intent of the bill, the words on the page, and making sure that we get to the goal, but without harming customers. So we look forward to continuing to work with the pro tem and his staff and the proponents of the bill. Thank you.
Anyone else out there in opposition? Committee comments? Questions? Senator Pavley?
Yes, the bill's been moved, so that is fine.
Not yet. You can make your comments.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't going to try to influence that moving of the bill, but I think this is a really good idea to try to close any exemptions or anything relating to out-of-state coal and coming into the state. There's a lot of discussion about expanding the grid and anything we can do to prevent the inadvertent incentivizing of more out-of-state coal-fired power plants as we exchange grid capacity around the region I think is a good first step. So this was, Senator Parada's bill was excellent. This just sort of builds into that, closes a potential problem. Ask for your aye vote.
Very well. Okay. Senator Hertzberg, did you have anything to say?
I do. You know, I also think one of the great benefits of this measure, it ultimately, as this thing comes to fruition, we'll see it evolve in terms of dealing with the western states, is it allows us, I mean, what are we trying to do? We're trying to create jobs in California. We're trying to create high-wage jobs and work in California. We're going to have this very inexpensive energy source in the near future. We're telling everybody we got to do renewables. We can't even sell it because we have to pay people to take it. And so whether it's through creating water or selling it out of state, as long as we have the necessary protections, this is going to really allow us, as I said on the floor some months ago, to domesticate work in a significant way and create a new product for California beyond the PR of saying we're the greenest and you want to come here to be green, but actually to make money on it. It'd be pretty cool. So I think we're really stepping in the right direction.
Very well. Yeah, Senator Canella?
So, Mr. De Leon, it sounded like you said you're going to be working with the concerned group to try to deal with their issues. So I think today, I think this is a fine bill, but I would like to see how that materializes and what the ultimate bill looks like. So today I'm going to lay off. So.
Very well. Do we have any motions on this bill? Senator Leyva moves the bill, and did you want to make some closing comments? Okay, we have a motion, and the motion is to do pass to environmental quality. Clerk, please call the roll.
Wesso?
Aye.
Wesso, aye. Morel? Canella? Gaines? Hertzberg?
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Hill?
Aye.
Hill, aye. Laura? Laura, aye. Leyva? Leyva, aye. McGuire? McGuire, aye. Pavley? Pavley, aye. Wolk?
The bill is out.
7-0.
We're going to hold the roll open for absent members on this bill. You know what, we're going to, who's missing here? We're going to go ahead and close the roll on that bill.
Okay. 7-0.
Yeah, it's out, 7-0. Senator Hill, did you want to present on SB 1028?